Alright, what is going on, everyone? It is Super here, and welcome to another Mortal Kombat X video. And this one's going to be a little bit different than the normal ranked match video, or Q&As or something like that, or news video. This is just going to be me talking to you guys about the upcoming patch that's going to be happening on October 4th is the most likely date. If it doesn't happen on October 4th, then it probably won't happen, because if you guys don't know, Ed Boon has been teasing a patch for, the last couple of weeks, and, there was different dates that it could have happened, but the most likely one was when MKXL was ready for the PC, because they just want to get everything out at once. They don't want to put out a patch on console and then have to do it on PC. Maybe people are complaining and aren't happy with the current patch, and they can't do anything about it anymore. So I think they want everything to come out at once, which is going to happen on October 4th, is when the PC version of Mortal Kombat XL and Combat Pack 2 is going to be happening. So that's when we should expect the patch. And like I said, if it doesn't come out on October 4th, then I really don't think we're going to be getting a patch, but most likely it'll come out on October 4th with all the balance changes, the final patch for Mortal Kombat X before NetherRealm focuses 100% on Injustice 2. So I kind of wanted to make a little wish list here. I wrote down some changes and some stuff that I would change for every single character in the game. Actually, not changes, because there's some characters that I don't care about. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. I'll tell you guys here in the video, I really don't care about some characters, and I'll mention who they are. Like, if whatever they do to him, fine, it's all good. But some characters I specifically want to see some changes. And, if you guys don't like what I have to say, that's fine. Leave it in the comments section. It's all good. This is just opinion based and recommendations. So let's get into it. The first one here is I'm actually going to go from left to right. So from Alien all the way up until Baraicho, and then I'm going to go down to Leatherface and go all the way right to Triborg. So let's get started here. Alien first. Something has to be done about his flip. So either make his flip a mid, or make it so that the regular flip is as punishable on block as his EX one is. And this part is so funny right here. This guy was sitting on the Caltrops, and he was still going with the special move. I thought that was pretty funny. But the tail flip, either make the tail flip a mid, keep it at -7, keep it safe, or keep it as an overhead, but make it as punishable on block as the EX one. So, Alien doesn't have a free overhead tail flip 50-50 with the tail grab, the low tail grab on pretty much every character, and there's only a few that could punish it. So that's number one right there. I don't know if they could do this, but I wish that they would put a hurt box on Alien's tail, because if you guys don't know, Alien's tail has no hurt box. So for example, if I do like a down 4 with Aaron Black or something like that, I'm just going to use a silly example. If I put out a limb with Aaron Black and Alien has his tail out and we both like connect at the same time, my move is not going to hit Alien, because Alien's tail does not have a hurt box. And a lot of people have a problem with that, because for example, I'll take Grandmaster Sub-Zero. If I put out a nice clone, if I'm Grandmaster Sub, Alien could just back 3 without getting frozen at all. So I don't know if they could actually give Alien's tail a hurt box or not, but that's something that I would definitely like to see. Also, reduce his base damage just a little bit, just a tiny little bit. There's some variations like Tarkatan where he could get 40%, like the easiest combos, and just off one reversal. It's just a lot of damage. So let's move on here to Tarkatan. I would definitely like to see his plus frames being reduced, and also make the gaps a little bit more punishable. Like, keep them relatively well, I guess you can't really keep them safe and make them a little bit more punishable, but if you delay them a lot, I want my reversal to be able to hit them, my EX reversal, no matter what character I use, because Alien, there's many times where he could actually delay the Rekkas enough so you could still armor through them, but he could easily bait out your armor attack if it's not really fast. So I would like to see it be a little bit more unsafe whenever Aliens in Tarkatan delay the Rekkas a lot. And of course, take away some of the plus frames. Sometimes Alien could even get away with just not delaying the Rekkas that much and still getting a free down one, which I think is pretty crazy, because then he could do down one into Rekkas and go into his pressure again. So Acidic, obviously, the number one thing about Acidic is just his damage in when, you know, someone gets hit with acid multiple times. Definitely take away the acid stacking, like the ridiculous acid stacking. There's no reason that a character in Mortal Kombat X should be getting 26% grabs. That shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? So take away the acid stacking. Make it, you don't have to reduce it like too much. Have it be like maybe a 18% grab, 16% grab. I know Shinnok in his imposter variation, if he has his special move, if he steals your move, then he does a 16% grab. Keep it like that, or maybe a little bit more, because it is like stacking. Check out that block right there, by the way. I thought that was pretty good. But, you know, just reduce the like crazy stacking. It could still stack, but just not a ridiculous amount. And in Conjurer, the only thing I want to see in Conjurer being changed is I want to be able to call in 2 eggs in one offensive sequence. So if I start my combo with an egg, and then I capture someone with the face hugger, I want to be able to end my combo by calling in another egg. That's something that I think would help out Conjurer a lot, because he is a trap character. So that would help out, you know, get his trap game going. If you're able to start a combo with a face hugger and then end it by calling out another egg, I think that would help out Conjurer a lot. So Jason, I don't really know what you could change other than make his down one, for the love of God. Make his down one at least, you know, -4, -5, something like that. Because Jason's down one is 6 frames and it's only -2 on blocks. So there's a lot of characters that have slow down ones that you could actually just keep mashing down one with Jason, and you're gonna get away with it. You know, I even have a video somewhere on my channel where I win by mashing 7 down ones in a row. The person tries to counter poke back and he couldn't, because Jason's down one is ridiculous. So make it like -5, something like that. Other than that, I think Jason's pretty good. Pretty fine the way he is. I know he could get a little ridiculous and unstoppable, but you know, that's probably his best variation. I would just keep everything the same with him. Kung Lao, you could do anything you want with him. Just don't give him a +27 on block orbiting hat anymore. You could give him a little bit more plus frames. I don't care. I think he's fine the way he is, by the way. So I think Kung Lao should stay the way he is. Jax, I think Jax should either stay the way he is or get nerfed just a tiny bit, because if they nerf all the top tiers, Jax is already an insanely good character. He literally has no weakness. He has no weakness. He has fast pokes, fast normals, good mids, 3 variations that are, you know, useful in different matchups. So if the top tier gets nerfed, Jax is going to move up to, you know, like really top tier. So if they nerf the top tier, like every single one of the top tiers, they have to do something for Jax, but I just can't think of anything right now. Sonya, Demolition has to go, baby. They have to do a lot to that variation. They have to remove a ton of the plus frames that you get if you get caught by one of those. In, you know, it just leaves you in a huge amount of block stun. I don't know. They need to do a lot to demo Sonya. You can't have like 6 bombs in one combo. I don't know. Just, you guys know how I feel about Sonya and how a lot of people feel about demo Sonya. The other 2 variations, keep them the same. Special forces can get a little bit scary sometimes, but you know, as far as like covert ops, you know, that's fine. Like, people could complain about that, but you know, you could definitely practice on the reactions for that, no problem. But the one that is definitely a problem is demo Sonya. That one has to get nerfed a lot. She has to get the Kobujutsu Tanya treatments. That's what I would like to see. And one more thing, they have to do something about the dive kick on whiff. Her dive kick on whiff is unpunishable. So if she lands in front of you, you think, oh, here, I'm gonna get a free punish because she just whiffed the dive kick that should recover really slowly. No, she gets a free overhead, or she gets a free you know, she gets to start offense for free. So definitely Sonya, I know she's gonna get heavily adjusted, don't really need to talk about it. Kenshi, I would like to see him get buffed, of course. You know, speed up some of his normals, speed up some of his pokes. And definitely give him a lot less recovery on whiff on a lot of his moves that go full screen. You know, like in balance, it's so easy. You know, I play against a lot of balance Kenshis. It's so easy to duck a Telefury, I think it's called, and run it and start your offense going. And it's easy to bait out, you know, Kenshi's reverse, so it is minus on block. So, you know, I don't know what they could do to him. You know, I'm not a Kenshi expert. I do have fun playing Kenjutsu. I think Kenjutsu definitely, out of all the variations, is the most solid, but I definitely still think it needs a little bit more work. You know, I don't want them to go overboard with Kenshi because Kenshi has tools. He's just, you know, there's characters better, and if they overbuff him, you know, he could become a problem. So, you know, I definitely don't want to say too much. I definitely think that he should get some of his the like Telefury and full screen projectiles, not really projectiles, like the chokes and stuff in Kenjutsu. All those, if someone ducks them, he should be able to recover a lot faster and not be so easy to go in on, you know, because he is overall a zoning character, so he should have some strong zoning. But at the moment, it's not really you know, it's more viable to go in with Kenjutsu and start offense than be a zoning defensive character like Kenshi's meant to be. So definitely Kenshi, I would like to see some buffs for him. Kitana, I really want her back one to be a true mid. The back one actually acts like a high versus a lot of the characters, which is really annoying because it's one of her only like mids, you know. It's like her only good mid actually. I think it's like 10 frames, but people, if they're ducking, a lot of times it goes over their heads, and mids shouldn't do that. They should always hit ducking opponents. So definitely fix that. Make her down one a little bit faster, make her normals a little bit faster, and we're good to go. Scorpion, Scorpion's pretty fine the way he is in ninjutsu and in Hellfire. I think Inferno, you know, if you make the minions a little bit faster, maybe, I know this sounds a little crazy, but give his EX low minion some armor. That would be pretty interesting. The same way like Takeda in Ronin can recall his blade with armor on it. Give Inferno Scorpion some armor on the low minion. I don't know. That would be pretty interesting to me. Sub-Zero and Unbreakable. Make the parry recover a lot faster. Have the regular aura. Maybe, I don't know. This one might be a little bit too much, but have like the regular aura have reduced damage and no chip by default, like just the regular one, and then the EX one have it do more damage in combos, but it doesn't get the same effects as the regular aura with the it does have no chip, but it doesn't reduce your damage, because then you have to choose between using the EX for a little bit more damage or the regular aura, because to be honest, the EX aura doesn't really do much. Or I should say the regular aura doesn't really do much. You have to spend a bar of meter to get a little bit less reduction in damage. And, you know, you have characters like Kotal Khan that has his totem that reduces the damage by 50% just for free. And he could actually put it into a combo string, call out the totem, and make himself plus. You know what I mean? So I think Unbreakable Sub-Zero, something has to change with the aura. They have to like give them reduced damage by default, just the regular aura, and then have the EX version have a little bit more damage when it comes to combos or something like that. I think that would make the aura a lot more useful, in my opinion. Like I mentioned, the parry to me is useless. To me, it's useless because even if it's fast, if someone you know, doesn't do a move and you put it out there, it recovers so slowly. It feels like it's minus 100 on whiff, which is not, obviously, but you know, it just recovers so slowly. To me, the risk reward is not there. You don't have to make it faster. It's fast enough already. The EX1 comes out in 1 frame. It's really, really fast, but you know, the whiff recovery to me is the big problem with the parry. Maybe a little bit more damage on the combos where you involve a aura ice slide, because you guys know they changed it so where if you're aura'd up, if you have your aura and you do an ice slide, then EX slide, then you're gonna freeze your opponent and get a combo. So a little bit more damage on combos involving the EX slide when aura is activated. And I think that's about it for Unbreakable Sub-Zero. Like I mentioned, they could do a lot with this variation. It just depends on how far they want to go. Melina and Piercing, back 1-2, they have to do something about that. Make it like -6 on block, something like that, because the size has no hurt box, and it does push back a little bit, so -6 shouldn't be that much of a hit. Forward 1, make it minus as well, because if it armor breaks, it shouldn't be able to be plus on fucking block. The armor breaking forward 1, I think it's like +1 or 2. Yeah, that shouldn't happen. Make that minus like 5, 6, something like that. Make her size recover a lot slower, because they recover so fast. It's really hard to punish. You could outzone a lot of characters. Make her telekick recover a lot slower when she lands, because a lot of people do a down 2 to punish it 100% of the time. But you don't want a down 2. You want to max punish. If someone takes the risk as Melina doing that move, you want to punish them for, you know, max damage. And, you know, a lot of people are afraid that she's going to land and you're not going to be able to punish it, so they down 2 it. Make it recover a lot slower when she comes down. And I think that might be it. Oh, last thing. Ravenous, the pounce. It's -3, but it feels like it's plus on block. Make that shit minus, I don't know, -6, -7, because it does have like a weird hit stun. So you're not going to punish that. Or don't make it like punishable. Just make it so it doesn't feel like it's like +5, something like that, where she gets like a free down 1, it feels like. So moving on here, Takeda, pretty much just take away some of his plus frames on Ronin. Because his pressure is fucking ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, his pressure is insanely good. The same thing with Shirai Ryu. Just take away some of his plus frames, and I think that should be good. Maybe do something about the hard to blockable setup in Shirai Ryu. I don't know if they want to go that far though, because it's, you know, mechanic of that specific variation. You hold the kunais if you want, so it'll be hard to like take that away. Cassie Cage, I think she's fine the way she is. If you guys don't like her, let me know what you would change about her in the comments. I think she's fine the way she is. Maybe reduce the chip on the EX guns, because it is pretty ridiculous. You get like a block string that goes into a 10% chip, you know, you could close a game out easily that way. Maybe that's what I would change from her. Jackie, the only variation I would change is Shotgun, because Shotgun does so much damage, has the best vortex in the game. You don't have to spend any meter on it, and you know, like I said, she does so much damage. She is like a truck. So reduce her damage and make it so, I think this one might be a little bit too much, but make it so you could only restand in Shotgun if you use the EX Shotgun. That might be a little bit too much. Maybe make it so you could only restand once with the regular low shotgun, and then if you want to restand twice, you have to use the EX shotgun. Something like that would help out, because Jackie is insanely good in shotgun, insanely good. So Kung Jin, I wouldn't change really anything except for buffing Ancestral. Make something like, make the Ancestral variation useful, because it looks cool, it's just useless. And also make the EX cartwheel easier to punish on whiff. Like, it could be safe, completely safe, because it doesn't lead to anything, but make it like, if I like run under it, or if I backdash or something, make it punishable on whiff. That is one thing that annoys me about that move. I know it's safe on block, but it's also insanely hard to punish on whiff. So I would change that. Tanya, give her more damage, please, man. Tanya gets no damage. In Kobujitsu especially, she gets absolutely no damage. And make her 3-4 combo the way it used to. That was like the main go-to combo ender, and you can't even combo it off anything anymore. So that's pretty much it. That's all I'll do with Tanya. Boraicho, only thing I would do with him is make him faster. I think that's his only weakness. He's very slow right now. You know, speed wise and some of his normals, just make him a little bit faster, and Boraicho will be just fine, because man, I've played against some Boraichos that are insanely good. I know his mix-ups are ridiculous, and I think Boraicho's very good. He's just really slow, so he could get kept out very easily, and he doesn't really compete too well with pokes, so make him a little bit faster. Leatherface and Killer, The only thing I would change about this is I would like the stance overhead, which is stance 2, to be like +5 on hit, something like that. Because if you hit someone with the overhead, you're -1. That should not happen. Like if you actually get hit on somebody, you should be a little bit plus. You know, it doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to guarantee anything. Just make me be a little bit plus, and not like punish me for actually hitting someone with a special move. You know what I mean? So, let's see. Where were we? Pretty lady. Make the diagonal EX chainsaw, the one where he shoots up, like the EX one that leaves you +7 or 8, and it launches opponents for combos. Make it not miss on female characters, please. I don't know if they could do that because it's just a female hitbox thing, but that's it. Like, just the chainsaws are fast enough. You know, they have a lot of blocks then. They're pretty good. Just, I don't want my diagonal chainsaw to miss on female characters. That is so annoying. And Butcher, to be honest, it still has the Vortex, but you have to sacrifice a lot of damage. So, I don't know if people want to deal with the old Vortex. They could give them the old plus frames on 2-1 or 2-2, whatever it was. But I think he's, you know, he does need a little bit of help, but I don't know what I would change. So, I'm going to say leave him as is right now. If you guys are Butcher mains or something, let me know what you guys would like for that variation. Predator, I will leave them the same. And Hishkuten and Hunter, I think they're pretty good as they are. The only thing that I would change in Warrior is make his self-detonate a little bit faster and make it do more than 2% fucking damage when the explosion goes off. Make it do like 5%, something like that. It's actually crazy how many times I've missed getting the self-detonate brutality because the damage on the actual explosion only does about 2%. It pisses me off. If you get someone in a self-detonate, it should do more than 2%. Don't you guys think? Yeah. Make the combo scale a little bit more, but just fucking make the initial explosion like hit at least 5%. 2%? Come on. Come on, NetherRealm. You're depriving me and the audience of the 6 self-detonate brutality. That can't happen. All right, moving on here. Shinnok, I would just leave him as is. I think he's a solid character. Kano, I'll leave. Actually, I would kind of buff Cybernetic a little bit, maybe give him a little bit more damage. But I would nerf the shit out of Cutthroat Kano. I don't think anyone likes Cutthroat Kano. I think everyone picked him up because he is ridiculously good. Just make all his moves slower. Make his regular slash -15 on block, -20 on block, whatever you want to do. I just don't like Cutthroat Kano at all, so I want to see him get nerfed to the ground. Johnny Cage, make it so you can't armor in fisticuffs after the second speed bag. You could easily interrupt fisticuffs by armoring after the second speed bag. Make it like so you can't armor after 4, but if you do go for the 4th, make the like 4th speed bag minus maybe -5, something like that, because the speed bag right now is like -1. So you can still get pressure going, but I would like to see people not being able to armor through my speed bags after the first 2 hits, because yeah, man, I want to punch them a little bit more. The damage is fine, all that is fine. Just make the speed bags a little bit better. They don't have to be like they used to be, like broken as fuck, because they don't you know, they do a lot more pushback now, and they don't build as much meter. So I think it'll be fine having the speed bags be able to get armor through after like the 4th hit, or we can make it 3 hits. You can make it 3 hits if you want. I'll take that. In A-list, take away some of the plus frames on his cancels, because A-list is obnoxiously plus on everything because he cancels everything. And also, if you can, take away the ability for A-list to cancel his forward 3 on whiff. That should not happen. If you whiff a forward 3, you should not be able to cancel it. And Johnny in A-list is the only character that could do that. So that's it for A-list. For stun double, maybe take away the unblockable or hard unblockable setup that he has with EX Mimic in the corner. It is pretty ridiculous, to be honest. Like, if you have bar meter and you catch someone with like a combo and then go into a nut punch, you have your aura'd up and you have a bar meter, that's almost guaranteed another 35%. So they're probably gonna take that away, to be honest. And also maybe reduce a little bit of the plus frames on the straight kick, on the aura straight kick, because you could actually jail your opponent if you're R'd up and you do forward 3 straight kick, forward 3 straight kick, forward 3 4. You could actually jail people. So maybe take away a little bit of the plus frames there. Let's see, moving on here. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. This video is going to be an hour long. All right, Aaron Black. Make his forward 3 a little bit faster, which is his only good mid. Aaron Black literally has no good mids except forward 3, but it's slow as hell. So make that a little bit faster, and make his cancels and marksman be a little bit more plus. Like they're all like neutral or -1, which is not good for a fireball cancel or a cancel character that's supposed to have pressure with his cancels. It's impossible to do with marksman. And the other 2 variations, I would just leave them as is. I think they're pretty good the way they are. Liu Kang, just take away some of his plus frames on his cancels in Dragon's Fire, and that's it. I think he's pretty good the way he is. And also maybe make his down 3 not +1 on block. That's actually pretty ridiculous. I have a problem with Takeda too. Don't take away the +1 on normal moves, like on pokes. No poke should be +1. You know what I mean? So moving on here, Ermac, make his EX push in Mystic -6 because it's -2 right now and it has crazy pushback. So make it -6, leave the pushback if you want, or you could take away a little bit of the pushback and make it like -5. You could leave it at -2 if you want, just take away the pushback because it's ridiculous at the moment. Also, one thing I would like to see change for Ermac is make the floats, like ground pound, make it either minus on block or like even, or like it feels like I'm in Bloxton forever and Ermacs get free down ones because their down ones is 6 frames. You know, just make it minus on block. That's it. Because if I make a read and I jump in, but I jump in a little bit too preemptively and I land right in front of him and I still manage to block and Ermac is right in front of me, like I want to be able to punish that bitch for doing the stomp from that close. You know what I mean? So moving on here, Kodokan. I think Kodokan is pretty good the way he is. The only thing I would change is make his overhead sword and like his low sword a little bit more minus on block because they do have pushback, they do have block stun, so they're hard to punish with a lot of moves. So make that a little bit more minus. Reptile, I will leave him as is. I think he's pretty solid the way he is right now. Ferrator, I would make his down 1 be like -5 or -6 when Farah's not on his back, because Ferrator's down 1 is 6 frames and it's only like -1 when Farah's not on his back. So I think that is ridiculous. Make his Pain and Gain have only 1 hit of armor no matter what, because sometimes Pain and Gain gets more armor depending on how fast the moves hit. And also reduce the damage on Pain and Gain by a good amount, because fuck dude, Ferrator could get like 70+% combos easily. So yeah, I think his damage needs to get reduced. Devora, make her bug cancels less plus on block, and make the fucking puddle not be +13 or plus, you know, whatever it is. It shouldn't be +13. It like guarantees a forward 1. It's just nasty, nasty, nasty. So reduce her plus frames on the puddle and on her cancels. Raiden, buff master of storms. That's it. Quan Chi, leave him as he is, because if you buff him a little bit too much, he could be ridiculous. I think he's a solid character the way he is now. Goro, the same thing. If you buff him a little bit too much, he is a boss character after all, and they nerfed him, you know, pretty good. The way he is now, I think he's pretty solid. If they overbuff Goro, he will become S tier because he is supposed to be a boss character. Tremor, make his OTG scale a little bit less, please. There's times where I could do a combo and it does 28%, and I'm like, oh, I have an extra bar of meter, the guy has 5%. Let me OTG to close this game out, or to close the round out. The OTG does 2%. And I'm just left there like, really? Did that really just happen? An OTG that did 2% for a bar of meter? Like, make it scale, like the most it could scale is like 5% or something like that. Like the minimum damage that an OTG could do is like 5%. and you know, make, depending on what combo you do, how much damage you do, make it scale accordingly. But like the minimum damage that it could do is 5% at least, you know, because that's for, I think crystalline doesn't really need it, but for metallic and aftershock, they don't really have that much other than like the air ground pound or the air pound for the air low for aftershock, and metallic has like the restand and stuff and the lava. They don't really have much. Like crystalline has the crystal that he could call out. He has the armor where you could absorb a hit of armor. He has the low crystal, low EX crystal that's safe on block. It launches, you know. So crystalline is a good variation, but the other two really need something extra. At least the minimum 5% OTG will help him out a little bit. So moving on here to Triborg, and I know you guys expect me to have like a whole list for Triborg, but to be honest, I don't have like too much for most of the variations. Like I'm a realist. I don't want Triborg to become insanely overpowered. I just want a little bit more help on a few variations. So Sector, in my opinion, Sector is a good variation, a good character. I will leave him as is. I wouldn't change anything about Sector. I would just leave him as is. Cyrax, I would have him, his combos not get scaled so much, because if I do a 5-bomb combo or I just do a regular combo that lasts for 40 seconds, it gives me 28%, 30%. I don't want that. I need a little bit more, like have it be like 35%. Or if you have a combo that's really hard execution wise that requires like 6 bombs, have it be like 35 or more percent. I just want Cyrax to do a little bit more damage. I don't need the net restand. You know, I don't need to be able to call out to start a combo with a net and then end it. Or I don't need the old Cyrax where if someone gets hit by my mix-up with a bomb, I could, you know, throw out a net and recapture him again and put him in the same situation. I don't need that. But I do need a little bit more damage as Cyrax, please. That's all I ask for. And also make his teleport faster, because they gave him his reversal, the teleport, and it's still fucking slow. Either that or make it do like, I don't know, 15-16% damage. It does like 12%, like 10%, something like that. It's not, sometimes not even worth it, because you want to spend it keeping your 50-50 safe with the saw, with the EX saw. So just give me more damage. Smoke, I will leave him as is because I think he's actually very good. He might be the best Triborg variation. And Cyber Sub-Zero, like literally the only thing that I want and most Cyber Sub-Zeros want is to be able to combo his Ice Ball with forward 1-3, back 3 at max range, back 1, 2-1, everything that he was able to combo with his regular Ice Ball before and not have to spend meter on Triborg's best punish, which is forward 1-3. I need to spend meter for that when Cyrax, Sector, and Smoke do not. So please just give me the ability to combo my Ice Ball forward 1-3 and everything else that the other Triborg variations get. And the last thing here is Cyber Sub-Zero's combo skill way too much. He get like a good combo for him is 30%. You sit there and you do like a combo and you're like, oh nice, I got some good damage. 28%, 25%, 30%. And I'll talk about mid screen. Of course, in the corner you're gonna get a lot more, but a mid screen, oh, it's a nice damage and nice corner carry. 23%, 25%, close to 30. Just make his combos not scale after you call in a drone and after you do a dive kick, because if you don't know, Cyber Sub-Zero's damage got nerfed like 3 times. The first one was fine. He used to do 40-45% in the corner and still get a free setup and a mix-up. So Cyber Sub-Zero was ridiculously overpowered when he first came out. So much so that they nerfed his damage 3 times. And, you know, they programmed the game. So if you call in a drone or you do a dive kick in your combo, your damage is going to get scaled. Just take that away. Take the scaling of my combo if I call out a drone or a dive kick. Take that away, because I'm sure if they take that away, mid-screen Cyber Sub-Zero will easily get, 32, 33%, something like that. And in the corner, you get up to 40. And, none of his setups are really real, to be honest. Like, you guys see sometimes I play Cyber Sub-Zero and I get people in the corner and I just set play them. His setups are not that real, because forward 2 is like the best hard knockdown that he has, and people, if they could still get out of it by jumping, they could still get out of it by armoring. There's multiple ways to get out of Cyber Sub-Zero stuff. It's not really like guaranteed, you know what I mean? So give him a little bit more damage and the ability to combo his regular ice ball with forward 1-3 and back 3 at max range and back 1 and all that good stuff. So that's all I asked for. That's it. That was a long ass video. One take, baby. One take, Jake. And that's going to be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was actually a long one. Let me know if you guys made it all the way through. And of course, if you have your own opinions, your own wish list for this patch is most likely going to come on October the 4th. It's going to be the last patch for MKX before they focus on Injustice to 100%. So that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.